Hey everybody, welcome again to the next edition of Mindset Mondays.
Most of us have big dreams and aspirations. We often hear the saying that if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. What if I told you that most people have it all wrong when it comes to achieving their dreams? That the last thing in the world you need is to be scared in any way of your own future? And what if I told you that you can learn exactly how to get everything you want and achieve everything you desire? I'm Cece Starta-Kuzmanovic of Splendidly Intrepid, and right here on Mindset Mondays, you will receive the necessary guidance and you will learn the exact techniques and steps towards achieving all of your goals, dreams, and desires. The name says it all, Splendidly Intrepid, the fearless pursuit of the life of splendor that you deserve. Welcome to the rest of your life.
Hello again and welcome. Let's see, make sure everything's going well. Perfect. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. Today, I wanted to talk to everybody about how the fear of unwanted desires does not go away until you stop trying to control other people. So this is going to speak directly to parents. Okay, because parents like me, parents like you who are watching, who are parents, we've got these crazy fears that come up inside of us the moment we turn into parents, like we come up with these crazy worst case scenarios of things that might happen to our children. And we really fear that, especially in this societal climate that we live in right now, right? Okay. Also, whenever you are whenever we're talking about you as the significant other of somebody else and you want to make sure that, excuse me, everything goes well with your spouse or with your girlfriend or boyfriend, you fear the worst and then you want to control the other person and it never works out. Remember, if you've been watching the episodes leading up to this one, that which you resist persists is something we talk about quite a bit. That which you resist persists. So having said that, you keep offering resistance to your children, resistance to the idea, resistance is pretty much anything, any feeling that is not awesome. Really, that's all it is. Any feeling that you feel that is anything less than awesome, anything that makes you feel worried, frustrated, any of those feelings, anything less than awesome, that's resistance. That is what I mean when I speak about resistance. So if you offer resistance to your children, or the idea of anything happening to your children, you end up with more resistance because that's your point of attraction. So the thing that you have to do, you have to change your point of attraction. And that is the only way to get free, to become free from the fear of unwanted things happening and unwanted experiences, right? So the way to do that is to, number one, offer no resistance. And how do you offer no resistance? Through appreciation. Think about it. The more you look for things to appreciate about your kids and about your kids going to school and about your kids being around their friends and your kids having a happy smiling face as they play and as they learn, you won't think and you won't energize the ideas of the worst case scenarios happening to them. That's the way, because you offer zero resistance. You offer absolutely no resistance when you are inside of appreciation, because appreciation is one of the best emotions out there. Okay, so it's very important to always make sure that you, number one, offer as little resistance as possible and no resistance when possible, no resistance whatsoever. Now, you have to understand that behind every desire, there is a desire to feel good. Okay, so excuse me one second. So, this desire to feel good is what will actually make your vibration rise. And listen, you don't feel the things that you feel for your children or for your significant other if it's not for a reason that you want to make sure everything's good. You want to make sure everything's perfect, right? So, behind every desire is the desire to feel good. You wouldn't want something if you didn't think you're going to feel good about it. Or let me rephrase that. You wouldn't want something unless you thought that it was going to make you feel good. That applies to everything, anything that you do, anything at all. Okay, so it's perfectly okay. Give yourself a break when you have these thoughts and these emotions, but be smart about it and know that whether or not you're coming from a place of resistance, because that which you resist persists. So if you're coming from a place of resistance, it's not going to work out very well for you because you're energizing exactly the opposite of what you want. Okay, because if your focus is on something undesirable and you keep focusing on it and you keep energizing it, you're making your point of attraction be exactly that. But if you flip it and you come from a place of appreciation and you appreciate and you make sure that you start pulling things that you appreciate of your children, and rather than try to control all situations around them, know in your heart that all is well. That is called alignment. And when you are aligned, you are in your power position and you are unstoppable and you are unbeatable and you are protecting and offering protection and bringing up vibration to anything that your thought touches, so to speak. Okay? This is a key to happiness and it's the key to life. And it really is the key to really manipulating. And I don't want to use that word in the negative sense, but in the positive sense, really manipulating the world around you and shaping it to the deliciousness that you want for your own life. This is the way. Also, the other thing, the second step, the second thing that you can do is expect it. Expect it, because if you don't expect it, you don't allow it. If you don't expect it, you don't allow it. And I'll say it one more time. If you don't expect it, then you do not allow it. So allow it. Make yourself expect the things that you want. Because see, if you think about it, if instead you're expecting the horrible, worst case scenario, it's going to come. What did Henry Ford say? I said it last week and I'll say it again. And it wasn't him, I know, but it's largely attributed to him. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, because it's based on your expectation. So if you don't expect it, you don't allow it. And the opposite rings true as well. If you expect it, then you are allowing. And that's the second part, the art of allowing. Okay, so number one, you offer no resistance while you are inside of appreciation. So on purpose, make yourself appreciate all aspects of your children or your significant other, rather than try to control them and control their environment and make sure that you have done everything in your power to make sure that they're safe and that they are okay. This is exactly what we do as parents, but there's a much more effective thing to do. And this is what we do as spouses and as significant others, right? But there's a much more effective thing to do, which is to instead focus on what we do want. And by doing these two things, by coming from appreciation, because in appreciation, you offer zero resistance. So when you have no resistance, you're like a bird, right? You're free. And you are allowing, which is the second step. Expect it and then you allow it. Okay, so expect the best. Always expect the best. Put yourself in that expectation of what I really want is coming. What I really want is happening. What I really want will be mine, because you're just that awesome. And the more you are in alignment, the more you are in your power, the more you are able to control. And it's counterintuitive, but the more you are able to make sure that that happiness that you want, that reality, that collapsing of the wavelength, I'll talk about that some other day because that is a very deep conversation, but you collapse your reality in exactly what you want, but you have to expect it. It's called the observer effect. I hope this helps you, and I hope this carries you throughout this awesome week. We'll see you again next time, next Monday, for another Mindset Monday. Until then, be awesome. Make sure that you stay in expectation this whole week of exactly what you want, and make sure that you come out of gratitude, because there is no resistance in gratitude. So whatever you want to focus upon, children, your significant other, anything, your job, anything at all, look for things to be grateful about them for, and that actually changes everything. It changes everything. It lowers your resistance. It actually minimizes down to zero your resistance, which is exactly what you need in order to make happen what you want. I love you, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, this is Cece Strada Kuzmanovic, and we'll see you at Mindset Mondays next Monday.